What's up guys, and welcome to Flashback. Week 2 of the EU LCS brought on patch 8.12 and things are still just as crazy. We kicked off week 2 of the EU LCS with the Unicorns of Love looking for their first win against Giants Gaming. It looked like the Unicorns were out of luck after Giants took a clutch 2v1 fight that looked like it all but secured Baron. But Cold might as well have just said TY in all chat because he dove in, stole the Baron.
And it's gonna get stolen! Cole says, nice to meet you, and thank you very much!
And conjured up all the magic the Unicorns needed to nab their first win of the summer split.
Are we going for the ace? Nukes a lot! He's not quite nuked down to 0, but I don't think they care. There's the ace!
Roccat had their paws full as they took on Vitality in the second game of the day. They weren't dissuaded from pouncing early, as Memento picked up a sick triple kill.
He wasted his flash for nothing. That was an oopsie daisy if I've ever seen one.
But Cabochard fired back with a triple kill of his own, and Vitality grabbed Baron in the process. However, that was just the start of a back-and-forth brawl that featured big fights.
Cabochard's going down! Roccat might have found the fight after all! Gillians, he's forced to flash and wiggle his way away, and Roccat find a miracle of a fight!
And even bigger steals.
He steals it away!
But after a 45-minute roller coaster ride, Roccat capitalized on Vitality's overextension to finally close the door on the wildest game of the split so far.
And the dunk is denied! Roccat still lead the charge, and that's gonna be one blade search and a second one, and Blank is coming up big on this!
The next match was a much more straightforward affair between G2 Esports and Schalke 04. G2 was in control from the start, but they really blew the game wide open after picking up a Baron and a huge quadra kill for Perks. And if it wasn't enough to win the game and boost G2 to the top of the standings, Perks unleashed his killer instinct and made it rain on Schalke with an absolutely nasty pentakill.
Perks decides, you know what? I'm gonna get this one! You better let me have it! Down goes Vizichachi and the penta from Perks!
It seems like summer has been the season for benching star players. Faker, Bang, Sneaky, and Jensen all got hit, and EU was no exception. With this meta, Fnatic decided not to use two-time MVP Reckless as an AD carry. Instead, they brought Bwipo to man the bot lane, and tagged Soaz back in to take over top lane duties as they faced off against a struggling H2K. The new look Fnatic made it look easy, as they crushed H2K at every turn, stacked up the kills.
Paranoia as well! 1, 2, 3, they're not done yet! Going golden from Promiscu, buying some time! Caps gets shut down by Smitty J, but it's simply not enough.
And even sprinkled on a little extra spiciness to make a strong case for the biggest stomp in the EU LCS this year.
Oh man!
So
Cool guys don't even need auto attacks.
To close out day 1, we had Splyce looking to avoid dropping the 0-3 as they squared off against the white-hot Misfits. Unfortunately for Splyce, Misfits picked up right where they left off last week.
Oh. Double before he's taken out! Senkux, you beauty!
And once Alphari hit critical mass, his Mundo went full raid boss as Misfits demolished Splyce to move to a perfect 3-0 and join G2 at the apex of the EU LCS.
Manages to chunk down Xerxes, who shadow steps over the wall. You cannot escape Senkux!
Friday night came to a close and the teams went home to prepare for the next day. Saturday started off with Schalke 04 looking to shake off their 2-game skid against Roccat. Schalke came out guns blazing in the early game, shredding Roccat and building up a huge gold lead. And even though there were some mid-game hijinks in the Baron pit, Schalke finally stabilized and took a much-needed win to bring the record to 2-2.
Comes in from the side and lands the final shot to the heart of Roccat. You have the feel, Norskeren caught up in the hexagon to made him, and Schalke get 2 kills in the mid lane.
Meanwhile, Giants Gaming had a gargantuan task ahead of them if they wanted to topple Misfits in Game 2 of the day. But Misfits were just unstoppable as Senkux sliced and diced his way through Giants.
And Misfits are just demolishing Giants in their jungle.
And even though Betsy did his best to pull Giants back into the game, Misfits' lead was simply too huge to overcome, and they easily cruised to their second straight perfect weekend. Speaking of perfect weekends, G2 was on track to continue when they faced the struggling H2K. It was all Perks once again as he got cooking early and helped shoot G2 out to a massive lead. And with the pressure on, H2K quickly crumbled while Perk scored some extra style points to keep G2 perfect through the first 2 weeks of the summer.
Oh my god!
But not everyone on G2 was happy with how things were going.
Things have changed a little bit for you. I have to ask you, how is it being a support main?
Yeah, I mean, I guess when Miffy left, someone had to take over the support king role, so here's me, I'm the support king now. But I also have a message for Riot Games. Please just change the gold funneling strat so I don't need to play Braum again.
And after that, it was a battle between Unicorns of Love and Spring Split's third place finalist, Splice. Splice's perplexing struggles continued, and the Unicorns capitalized on their indecision from start to finish to take a squeaky clean win and lock in their first 2-0 week of the split.
Hextech Ultimatum is issued. Challenge Samex has an answer, and it's get wrecked, Xerxes! He's shut down in the Baron pit. Odo One is going to get killed as well.
To finish off the week, Fnatic continued to roll with their new look roster as they locked horns with Vitality. And it was a decision that paid off big time. Fnatic got ahead early and never looked back as Bwipo popped off with another big performance to lead the boys in orange to a dominating win. And that put the rest of the EU LCS on notice that the Kings are here to defend their throne.
Bwipo gets another death from below. Hylissang gets a double from the fight before Capped manages to pick up a third.
And that's a wrap on week 2. G2 has shot out ahead to share the top of the standings with Misfits, who finally seem to be living up to the expectations critics had for them after the World's 2017 performance. Meanwhile, H2K struggles continue, and they've been unexpectedly joined by Splice at the bottom of the table. Will things shake up in week 3? Tune in on Friday, June 29th at 5:30 p.m. CEST to find out.